Hi Aries, this is a look forward for your month ahead. So we're going to take this back just a little bit to the beginning of August, late July, and then we'll cast it as far as the first week of September and see what you need to know. I'm going to show you this spread and we will pull more to clarify, but before, let's just touch on what's been going on. It seems Aries, you have had a wonderful opportunity to do something or express something to the world, or to act on an idea or a plan or something that really excites you. So you've had a chance to do something you really love, or pour your heart and soul into something that brings you a lot of peace and harmony and joy in your life. This feels like a natural progression and ascension higher for you at this time. You really feel like what this is very much in alignment for you. It feels like a bit of you. It feels like, oh, I've always wanted to kind of do this. I've always wanted to feel this way, and now I'm kind of, it seems like you've been given some sort of an opportunity to really put some plans into action on this, or at least reach out to people and express that, hey, this is what I want to do. And it's been received really well overall, and it really is kind of, you're finding a bit more of an increased sense of intimacy in your important one-to-one partnerships. Aries rising, Venus will move into her home sign of Libra, your sister sign, on August 16th, bringing about some more harmony in Aries rising, 7th house of important business partnerships, important significant relationships like a marriage or something that's contractually tied. That's going to be good for Aries rising. Let's take this forward to August. We're going to clear up with some more cards and get deeper into these messages. Oh, but first of all, Aries, if you know your rising sign, say for instance you're a Aries Sun Cancer rising, check the video for Cancer out too, because there's going to be more astrological insight in it, like there was just now. So by the month of August, or now that I'm putting this from around the 12th of August to around the 24th of August, it seems like Aries, you want to act alone in a bigger way. I see a solo person in each one of these cards. It may be some selfishness on your part at the moment for this next kind of 10-day period or the next couple of weeks. And remember, time, energy on all of these readings, it's my intention to just set them as something that's fluid. You can take what resonates when it does and leave the rest. Dates and everything, they're not so important. The Hanged Man energy that you're presently finding yourself in is one of a sort of limbo purgatory, sort of a can't move too much further. You're kind of supposed to be learning some lessons, you feel, and you're like, oh, can this get itself over with? I'm ready to kind of make a move or start to like see what I have left, or like to see what I can still do is coming through for me. But it does look like there is something that you're trying to pull off in a more selfish way, and it looks like you maybe, or if not, maybe trying to get away with doing something that you're not really willing to share with many people or anyone at all. So there is a more secretive or closed off, and look, even we can see like this person seems to be hiding something behind that tablecloth. Like, what is the need for this big long tablecloth? And they're guarding it, like more defensive body position, super trying to get away with. Okay, so we'll clear it up and see what that may be. Let's go forward. So by the end of August, going into the first week of September, you have got like your focus is very much on your budgeting, your resources, what you have. And this doesn't just have to be financial, but it certainly can by the looks of these two cards. It can be financial, but I see you sitting down basically, Aries, and drawing a line on a piece of paper where on one side you say, okay, this is what I have to spend versus this is what's coming in, like literally budgeting here, and weighing things up. And that doesn't have to be around money. It could be like a pros and cons list around taking on a new role, about maybe acting in this way that you may be embodying, where you're doing something this month that you're not willing to share with other people yet. So you could be considering that, what would be the advantages or disadvantages of it, but it may come up for you like some sort of budgeting is necessary. I see the Knight of Pentacles has reversed now, and when we look at this reading together, we're going to see that he's going back towards this sort of, what I'm getting the sense of, like making a literal budget, or like weighing something up, weighing up, can you afford it, weighing up, do you have the means to do it, all of those things. So I see you revisiting and going back over, and it could be linked to something that seemed a little unsuccessful. Around August 22nd, we're going to have a full moon in the sign of Aquarius, which for you, it's going to be in your house of friendship and groups, actually. So you may be going back over some sort of Okay, we may have had a situation, this is coming through for me now, and maybe more for Aries rising, but we're about to clear up these cards and I'll just give you a quick note. There may have been something that came up around a friend or some sort of a group that you were with, and everything was very much happy and above the surface, and things have been starting to get better between both of you, and then something happened in the middle of August where it kind of, you needed to act alone rather than consulting this person, and it kind of brought about some sort of maybe an ending or a turning point in your relationship. That may come up again if you felt like that even as late as like late July, there was another full moon like this. So it could have been like on August 22nd, basically there may be a continuation of something in any Aries person's life that had wrapped up a little bit around the end of July, but there's still something you're still waiting on, like something still has to come through, one final thing to sign, and then it will be totally done. So that might apply to you. Let's look at these cards together and pull more messages to clarify. Ace of Cups, Page of Wands, and Temperance card. It's really soothing even for me to look at it, but it's not boring or calming. It's like soothing because it's so exciting, if that makes sense. Like it's so invigorating. That's a good word to use, I guess. Let's clear up these messages. Okay, Five of Cups, slightly different looking card to what we've got going on. Ooh, completely different energy. What changed, Aries? This was something that was so wonderful and so pure and blossoming and overflowing, and it was such a great opportunity. There was commitment involved, there was happiness involved, there was creativity involved, and some mixed messages or something must have changed in this Page of Wands. Now their flow is like coming to the forefront for you, so this really could be why there is some sort of a different motive in the month of August for you. Something came to an end and there was some disappointment around it. There was a real kind of sense of defeat even on your part, or you may even felt like this was like not successful, kind of a failure, and you're still not really over it fully. Maybe I think end of August is when you're like back on your feet, feeling stable, working through it, and like even making some sort of a harmonious energy exchange again. Sixes we like to see, it's the sign of like like kind of harmony, basically. Six is the number of harmony, so we like to see it after this. Okay, so something was wonderful, then it became not. How the story goes. You're kind of we're up against here basically just a lot of stronger forces, a lot of opinions, a lot of people that you had to reckon with, and like that you were almost being tested by, you felt. Let's have a look and go into this middle row then. So we've got the Hanged Man, the Seven of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. What do we need to know about what Aries' plans are this month and what they're doing and what perspective they need to gain? Okay, we've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. We've got the Eight of Cups, and then around this new perspective, the Ace of Swords is at the bottom of the deck with this like razor sharp clarity, but there's something trying to get through to you, Aries. There's like a message trying to come through, or it's like working with a therapist and then they just give you this fresh little perspective, like razor sharp insight, sometimes small insight, and then you reach like alone like this massive breakthrough and illumination around you where you understand things better, your perspective has changed, and it's something wonderful kind of is being presented here for you to understand this month and really see and see, basically see the truth of, gain fresh new perspective. Maybe you don't have to do it all alone, but there is something that you feel like you can't make happen with another person. This doesn't have to be in a relationship or a business partnership or anything like that. It feels very much to you like it's a solo endeavor, that it's almost like venturing out, dark night of the soul, Plutonian transit energy of the Eight of Cups, where you believe you're going on a soul-searching mission to discover what it is that you really want, discover what it is that would actually deeply fulfill you. Because there is fulfillment here. The Nine of Cups is super satisfied, smug even, how satisfied, so filled up. They really don't need much more. It's almost like they have everything they want, but there's one thing that you need to go back and revisit from the 9 of Cups to the 8 of Cups. One thing, it seems, Aries, that you may feel like you need to attain, or you need to see, do you really need it, or you just have to revisit it. It seems like there's just this one thing. But it isn't so easy to grab the Ace of Wands reversed. You may be feeling a little demotivated at this time when the Ace of Wands reverses, and it could be because there's something that you're doing in life that's actually not as fulfilling as the next opportunity in your life is going to be, regardless of what this applies to right now. The 8 of Cups is always searching for something more because they know that there's something more aligned to them deep down. And it's very transformational, this energy. Okay, but maybe this Aries, maybe I spoke too soon, and this isn't necessarily a selfish act in any negative sense. For some maybe it is, but for others it's very necessary that you do this alone, because it's meant for you to learn alone or do alone. There may have been roadblocks, Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the 8 of Wands in reverse. There may have been blocks in your road, and there may even be a few more that are up and coming. But ultimately, it's kind of these blocks or any delays or obstacles seem to be there to teach you, or try to teach you, that there's something more satisfying there. Keep going, go deeper, look at things deeper. Okay, let's look at this. This is nice energy, especially around finances at the end of August going into September. And also kind of doing, it's very grounding, earthy energy. So it seems like you may be like grounding with friends, grounding with other people, the Queen of Swords, and the more earthy energy with this Virgo card, Venus in Virgo. So okay, you may be dealing with a Virgo at this time, or a Capricorn or Taurus. By the end of the month, they're playing a greater role in your life in terms of how you're seeing the world, how you're understanding, how you're even kind of like taking in information, and like just basically how I feel like there's a lot of thought-provoking questions and answers coming up around you for this August, and even now mid-August into the late August, September, we will be in Virgo season at this point. So let's take this from around the 23rd 24th of August, for instance. This is when the Sun will move into Virgo. We will have Venus moving into Libra here, and you know, it's going to kind of make a little bit of a shift and change away from all this fiery kind of combative energy. We're starting to think about like practicality by the end of the month, what we can afford, what we need to resource for, what we need to build on, how it's going to happen. Maybe we need to spend a little to make a little. Maybe we need to look at old plans or see what went wrong the first time. Maybe we need to start talking to other people or start researching and getting new ideas. But it all looks like it's going to be a really good month for you financially. It looks like Virgo season is going to be about you feeling accomplished and feeling very satisfied in what you have achieved so far, and patting yourself on the shoulder, Aries, and being like, yeah, I've done a lot, you know, I've gotten so far on this, and any of these little roadblocks along the way when we meet our reversals just are kind of like to almost help you veer back onto the right track by bringing you off a little bit. Maybe it need, you know, you need to see if you still want it, if you still look at it in the same way, or even see it clearly anymore. Have you changed your mind on certain things? Would you like to pursue a different kind of approach? The Queen of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles, would you like to do something in a totally different way? Does this still bring value to you? And values come up with Venus, which is associated with this sign. We can see, actually, it's so cute. Our little Empress here, we call the 9 of Pentacles, has Venus symbols on her robe. So it's Venus, and then Libra is the Queen of Swords. So it's like this, when Venus moves into Libra, we may start thinking about our values again. Okay, and this is going to be in your 7th house of partnerships for Aries rising, and then, you know, that's going to be important for you to see, are they still giving you value? And you've been probably thinking a lot, Aries rising, like, is your daily routine giving you value and satisfaction? Have you been interacting with people on a daily basis, and are they bringing you satisfaction? Especially Aries rising, if you own a business, or Aries, are your employees being living up to the standards that you're setting? Things like that. Bye, Aries.